I'm Hayley, I'm 44 years old, and I came to see Daniel because I was suffering from very severe post-traumatic stress disorder. For the past 4 years, it's been quite life-limiting. I have struggled with phobias, claustrophobia, agoraphobia, just a multitude of phobias, and it got to the point where I couldn't leave my house and I wasn't able to do much apart from go to work and be at home unless it was with other people. And I tried lots of therapies. I did various psychology therapies, but none of them seemed to help. And a friend of mine had hypnotherapy done about 20 years ago, and she was telling me that it had transformed that part of her life, and she suggested that I had a go. And she actually found the website for Daniel and said to me, you should try this guy, he looks really good. She was in San Francisco at the time, and I did, and I rang, and I remember speaking to Daniel the first time and crying on the phone because I just felt that this was somebody that might be able to help me. And I came along with still a bit of skepticism, having tried lots of treatments, and wasn't sure that it was going to work for me. And but I gave it a go, and I kind of walked into the room thinking, this is my last resort. I've tried everything, and if this doesn't work, then I'm going to just accept that my life is never going to be the same again, and just move on. And I had the appointment. It was really nice. I felt very relaxed. I cried at the beginning when I walked down the stairs because I was so terrified of being underground that I didn't think I was going to do it, but slowly I was walked down the stairs without any issue made out of my panic, just as if it wasn't there. Yeah, it's there, well, it was okay, we'll just walk with it, and got downstairs, and within 5 minutes I felt like I was in somewhere really relaxed. We talked about what was happening to me, and I had the first session of hypnotherapy. I didn't feel like I'd been hypnotised. I wasn't what I was expecting at all, and I remember waking up thinking, well, I gave it a go, but it probably didn't work. And how wrong could I have been? I walked out of this room a different person. I met a friend for lunch immediately after here. She came to meet me at the door, and within 5 minutes she was just saying to me, something's changed, you look so different, you are walking differently, you're smiling, you're glowing. And I was like, oh, well, it feels really good. I talked about myself for 2 hours, so surely this was going to be a good thing. And we did things, and we went for lunch, and we went up an escalator, and I had not been up an escalator for 2 years. And I used the tools that Daniel gave me. There was strategies for me to help when I was feeling panicky, and it worked. And I went and sat in a restaurant and had lunch, and I was smiling. I couldn't stop smiling, and I'd forgotten I had panic disorder. And then we were like, well, let's see what other escalators we can do. We went around the city, we went up escalators, we went in shops. I went upstairs, and my friend left me on my own in the middle of Debenhams, and I was very nervous, but I thought, no, I've got this tool, I'm going to keep using it. And it was remarkable. I drove under a tunnel for the first time in 2 years. The list of things that I've done that I haven't done for such a long time, and things that I never ever thought I would do again, and I'd written them off. And probably for me the highlight of the treatment was the following day, being able to visit my auntie in the nursing home. She had been in a nursing home for 2 years with Alzheimer's, and I had not been able to visit her because the unit was locked, and I could not be in buildings with locked doors. And this had 4 sets of locked doors, 3 of which had key codes, all different key codes that I had to remember to be able to get out. And I thought, oh my God, I can't do this. But I did. I got in there, and I went up, and I saw her, and she sadly passed away the next day. And for me, that was the time that I knew that it had worked, and that if I'd not had it done that day, then I wouldn't have seen her. And I'm so glad to have been given that privilege of being able to say goodbye to her. Since then, everybody's commented they can't believe the transformation in me. Somebody said to me at work that I had this massive aura around me, like the porridge ready bread kid from the 1980s. Everybody has asked me about it. Children I teach, friends, just even across Skype, across the internet, people are being able to see this ability. I'm not fixed 100%, but I am so full of hope, and I can do things that I just did not think I'd ever do again, and it's been remarkable. And I have told everybody, I cannot stop talking about it. I am on a forum and I'm sharing it with people in America, in Australia, and all over the world, in Canada, about how much it's changed my life. And and I just think that I couldn't praise Daniel enough, and I think this has been wonderful. And if I can spread this word as much as possible for people to get the help. You see me now as a really vivacious, happy, confident looking person, and I wish that I could find a video to show you what I was only just 2 months ago, and you would see the difference in me. And I hope if you decide to go ahead for it, that it makes the same difference in your life.